Go ahead and call the 5 o'clock meeting to order.
Under voice.
John.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Gray?
Here.
Councilwoman Green?
Yes, here.
Councilwoman Gray?
Here.
Councilman Petty?
Here.
Councilman Leftwich? Vice Mayor Hackett?
Here.
City Attorney Griffin?
Here.
All right, we've got one item on the agenda. First thing is citizens' concerns. I don't see anybody back there to talk. And then now we are on the discussion of the land, approval of proposed land options for City Hall.
Are we doing them separately?
I mean, however you want to do them, y'all can do them however you want to do them. You can do them, you can say, I want this or don't want this, or I don't want none of it, or however you want to do it.
I'll make a motion that we rule out the Sunny Lane or Sunny Hill or whatever it is.
Got a second? Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Gray? This is to rule it out, yeah.
That would be a yes vote.
Councilwoman Green?
Yes.
Councilwoman Gray?
Yes.
Councilman Petty?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Hackett?
Yes.
Okay.
Then the next one is the other property, 7 acres.
I'll make a motion that we suspend Robert's rules for a brief discussion.
You second? All in favor? Aye. Go ahead.
Well, first and foremost, you know, we talked today about it being 7 acres. It's not gonna be 7 acres, it's gonna be, if you take this road frontage that says it's 2.18, and we're only getting half of it, it comes out to 6.24. So it shouldn't be a full 700,000. And the other point that we've sort of discussed openly is the fact that if we picked up another acre, or maybe 2, I'm gonna call it behind the property, away from the road, that probably gives us enough space to build our sewer treatment plant there too. That's about all I got to say about that.
And in the future, we're gonna need a place for it in the future. I mean, not the next 3 or 4 years, but I'd say it's not too far off.
So a sewer
Treatment.
treatment plant, right?
Yes.
It's gonna be awful smelly closer to the courthouse. This is the city hall.
Well, they've got
But I
new,
don't care.
the newer model.
He said, I don't work there.
The newer sewer
smell it
plants
all
have
the time.
they have different technology than the older ones do. A lot of them have domes on them now and you can't even smell them.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
But I don't know what that would cost, so.
Yeah.
Well, we're looking at it, if we go out on 25, if we could even find any land to buy, we're liable to be looking at $2.5 million in the pipes to get down there if we can get the easements to get there. So, it's up to y'all. I just want to throw that idea out.
Is the access on to the bypass gonna be a problem? Just use what's already there?
No, I've contacted TDOT there. We can cut a entrance way in. You have to get a commercial permit is all.
But like I said, one time they said it was not gonna be some back when they.
I made sure, I called TDOT and they said it was not, just had to fill out a commercial permit. Plus, we have that road we can connect to behind Walmart where if they come in on the red light instead of worrying about it, just come down and not have to worry about it.
But we can't hook to that. That's a big help.
The other thing is, and I know y'all been working on this, but if I vote yes to buy that property, it's gonna be contingent on actual written approval by FEMA and the Corps of Engineers, because I've dealt with them too many times over the years. They'll tell you one thing, and then when you do it, you can't do that.
FEMA's not gonna do that, I'm just gonna tell you. FEMA will approve it once you submit plans, or not approve it, or tell you what you need to do to get there, but they're not gonna just get a permit until you have completed and done what you're supposed to do.
Well, that's what I'm saying is I don't wanna buy the property and then them turn us down.
Well,
That's
that,
what-
I understand your concern, by all means, I don't enjoy working with
I know
floodplains
it.
at all. But that's just generally not how it works, it's just, you're gonna meet XYZ. It'd be different if we were in a floodway, I'd have a lot more concern. If we were down towards the end of the property, and if we'd not already had the engineers look at it, and you guys have a packet, we got it late this afternoon. I couldn't send it out, but it has the engineers'
It
opinions on
gives
all
all
of
the
it.
price breakdowns and everything.
It's the stapled packet, and it says barge design on it. But they also, talk about the floodplain and what they think is the best track and what to do, so.
John, we're currently with Robert's rules suspended if you got any.
I want to apologize for being late. Someone told me it was at
It's
5:30.
not your fault. I was late and I was sitting in the office, so I thought it was, for some reason I thought 5:30.
I thought that too.
Well, I'll make a motion to go back into regular, whatever.
Go back into Robert's rules.
Suspend Robert's rules.
Would you guys
Suspend
wanna
the
look at that
suspension?
first, in
Oh,
case you have
we can.
questions? I mean,
All right.
So his motion is to suspend the suspension.
Nobody.
Or he could just
second
rescind
that.
that.
I'll second that.
We're gonna wait a minute until you get a chance to look at the packets and stuff, so in case we have any more discussion on the packets.
Okay.
I mean, we waited this long, we gotta rush it along this fast.
Now, the first part of this is based on the Sunny View.
Yeah, the
Hill.
first part is the Sunny View, or
Sunny
Sunny
Hill.
Hill, whatever. the name of
Whatever,
that
it's
thing
Sun,
is.
you was called
Sunny
Sunny.
Hill, something.
Sunny Hill Pinland property, 177 feet.
And then I guess a pin, well,
I think it refers to the other one as track 2.
So, and you were talking about these 3 tracks right here, Sam, that add up to 624, these 3?
yeah, I'm talking about the 1.51 acres, the 1.77 acres, and the 1.87 acres, and then half of the 2.18, the skinny one.
Great work. Great work.
Probably need to look at it right, so I look at the right side. Well, I guess if we wanted, we could buy that whole 2.1 acres and make that road go all the way through and connect.
But we're connecting to the Turner Farm.
No, we'll be connected to Breezy Lane, and we just have to, their gate, their fence is right at the dead end of that road.
Okay.
So it's already through their property.
So the last page here, is that an estimate on grade work? $1,714,800? If 3 acres is involved? So you're looking at 700, $1,000,007 before you put up a building.
Total's gonna be about 5 to 5.5. That's what, I mean, when you continue to push things down the road, things get more expensive.
Listen, I'm new on this. I know y'all been hashing this out for years. But I've taken, so, I've been back and forth on this. So I just started calling people with a head full of sense, people are fiscally responsible. And I didn't get one yes to this purchase. And I feel like that's,
That's how you have to, I mean, that's what you're there for, to get those opinions.
That's right.
I'd rather spend $30,000 to get another, architect than to spend $5 million.
It ain't got nothing to do with the architect.
I'm talking about to maybe have an architect to come and see what they could do down here. It would be a lot cheaper than spending $5 million of taxpayers' money that they don't want.
What was the bid to
The first one?
tear this down?
The tear this down and renovate it is like, I think it was 6.5, and then the renovated itself was what it Scott was.
What was the bid to tear this down?
6.5 million to tear it down and rebuild.
No, just to tear it down.
I don't remember the number on that, but it's.
How much of that is like landfill?
How much?
I mean, I think I can have a crew in here, I mean, for less than $100,000, I can have this building torn down.
I'm good with that. That's great. I like to save money.
I think you're
You gotta
right.
remember mitigation costs.
But you have to also remember, we gotta mitigate, which means every bit of the asbestos roof has to be bagged and put in something separate, take it to the landfill and let them know this is hazardous waste. And they
that's not
charge
our
more for
only
hazardous. Huh?
That's not our only hazardous.
No, we got more. I'm saying we have to, every hazardous waste in this building, we have to actually mitigate.
We would still have to find a place to place temporary trailers for the workers here. That'd be a cost, and then,
Did you see this grade price, John? $1.7 million?
yeah. I knew it'd be high.
Actually, track 2 is 2.6 million, that's the Highway 25.
That 1.7 is for the first track.
Right here it says,
There's two different tracks. I don't know which one you're looking
Yeah,
at.
well, it says track 2
Does it say track 2?
in this
yeah,
1.6.
I got track 1 at 1.17.
Yeah, but flip your page.
That one is track 1.
Yeah, 2.6.
That's the next to last.
I think he's looking at,
No, it's this right
This is
here.
the 7
This
acres.
is
yeah, that's
the
total
center.
cost.
It's
That's the excavation cost.
But I think he's looking at this cost, is what I'm saying.
yeah, this, 1,694,000. Is that what
Yeah.
you're looking at, Anthony, that 1,694,000?
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's all part of it. It's a mobilization fee to get the equipment down there.
No, I was looking at the wrong page. I was looking at the wrong track. I was looking at this
So
track.
this one's even more.
Yeah, this track's higher than the,
Yeah.
Well, now this is track 2 is
That is
1.6.
Highway 25, track 2 is Highway.
That's the one that we looked at this morning.
Yeah, it says, according to this, if I'm reading it right, oh, you're talking about what the total construction cost, that's not the building though.
That's site preparation.
Okay, now I understand.
And I'm getting the costs from Upland Design Group where they put it together for doing this building. I've got it, just making copies, hand it out.
so you're at 4 before you lay a block.
I'm not quite sure where you're getting the 3-4.
He's had the
2,656,000,
700,000.
320
okay.
plus 700,000.
All right, I see. I'll ride the slow bus.
Thank you.
And I will say, everybody that I have talked to or has called me is like, no, 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 no.
Thank you.
Well, I've talked to 7 people at the thing, and I've got 5 yeses, 2 nos.
And I've got all those.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
So I'm the voice for them.
So we're at 2.6. Even if we were to reuse this current site, it wouldn't be big enough, that's what I've been.
It's not big enough, and the back retaining wall is getting ready to fall down, so if we do anything, we're gonna have to tear it down. We can't just remodel it. I mean, Les, come here for a second, please.
Walk out there and see the water run through.
You wanna explain the back wall and the water and all that stuff?
Most of y'all seen it, which Anthony seen it, night we walked up there. It's fixing to fall. nowhere for the water to go. It's been getting worse over the years.
Question, it says $1.6 million for new public works building. Is that not what we built?
I don't know why, I'm not sure what that was for. Do you remember what that's for?
That was for public works.
Oh, yeah, because
That's
if
water
we
and
tear,
sewer
yeah,
department.
we have to tear this down,
Tear the bays down.
tear the bays down, they have to have a place to put their trucks, so that would be added on top of all the others.
Okay.
I forgot about that one.
Well, I've had people to ask me why, knowing that you need a new city hall, why would you build a warehouse, which is what they're calling it, for the street department and water department before you would, try to build a city hall down here where you already own property, so.
Well, the
That's
reason
what
the
I'm
reason we
getting.
built that is because of all the equipment was sitting outside and ruining, and was costing the city money to replace the equipment.
Are you
Are
talking
you-
about the storage shed or the actual building?
They
that
call
they're-
it a warehouse.
The building, she's talking
The
about.
That happened in the old
Yeah,
administration.
the old administration did that.
I mean, I'm just, I don't.
I know,
care.
but
I
I'm
mean,
just
I don't-
answering
Oh,
that.
it's a legitimate question.
It's just, that's what they asked me, and I'm like,
Because at the
I don't
time, there
know.
was no other options, we weren't pursuing anything else and they needed space, so they,
that's
that's,
an answer that I need to give the people.
yeah, sure.
Okay.
But that's why.
So somebody help me, Sam, were you on the council when, did we ever have talks on the Cumberland Bank building? I know that's out the door now, but
Yes, it was thrown out the door, but I wasn't on it.
It was never brought to the council for a vote.
No, it was turned
It
down.
was discussed with.
In-house.
Yes, it was just like we're talking now, it was discussed, but it was never actually a
discussed.
formal.
Somebody went and looked at it, I don't know exactly how many went and looked at it.
Like she
I
said.
was specifically told it just needed too much work to be done. That's what I was
We
told.
could've got it for 600,000, put $1 million in it, we'd have been set.
that's cheaper than
Yeah, no, we'd
than
have
the
been set.
land and the site.
Completely.
I
It's
was,
already got a drive-through.
Yeah.
Again, I know that's water under the.
I mean, we can go over and talk to Jason and see if he'll sell it to us, but I don't think he will. And then the other building that was mentioned was the old DCS building. We went down and looked at it, it still had mold and weak floors from when it flooded in 2010, and it's like a warehouse in there, there's no offices in there, it's
Is
just
this
a,
the one down off of Oak Ferry Road?
yeah, where she said that was the ideal building was, but we voted it down.
Well, it's
And
my
they had to do
understanding
a
it was
lot
built
of
in flood
work.
zone.
Yeah.
It is in a flood zone, and it's also needed to be
And it has
repaired
been
because it still has.
Well,
the
they had
Before you got
to
the
put the
water.
daycare in it, but they got a grant to
Yeah,
do
the
that.
daycare that built there ended up getting a major grant to replace the floors and stuff and get the mold out of there.
And
So-
do flood venting
And
and
flood
bring it,
vents
bring
So
and
they're
it.
everything
gonna
else.
spend more money if we want to build it in the flood zone.
I wish we could find some property not in the flood zone, that'd be great.
Well, Carthage is that's the third biggest in the state of Tennessee for flood zone for their area. Just so y'all are aware. It's a lot. We're third in the state for our area, how much area we have that's covered in flood zone. It's a nightmare.
And I don't know if it's Banked Up Tennessee or Bank Tennessee, it's not even on anything anymore, is it? Because they've decided to keep it open.
Oh, you mean for sale?
Yeah,
It's never come for sale.
okay, well, somebody had.
Yeah, they mentioned it, and I called down there and checked, and it's not, there was
Okay,
no, ever no
nothing.
indication
That
it was
was-
selling.
All right, that was a.
But you know how people talk, I mean, they may,
I do,
I'm
and
gonna
that's
sell the
why I was
bank.
asking, because people call you and ask you, and you're like, why, I didn't know nothing about that.
Well, with with this idea of Luann's property, we might be able to expand one day for water and sewer, so I don't know what we would do when we have to build a new water and sewer plant. Looks like we could maybe get an easement to go to the river for that, so there's some value in having that for future problems that are gonna happen. So it is expensive, I mean, it's high, but
Well, then the city's not gonna stop growing, the city's gonna continue to, population's
I
gonna
mean,
keep going up.
really, is this city gonna continue to grow?
Yeah,
It's just like you said, we got a river on one side, a bluff on the other. What's left is in a flood zone, you can't build on it.
no, these people.
Gordonsville's gonna grow.
Yeah, they're gonna grow tremendously.
The county's gonna grow, but Carthage,
Yeah,
you know what, we got 2,200 people?
we're adding about what? How many houses?
It varies,
I mean, they're putting houses in places you would not believe.
Tell me about it.
I mean, they're just pushing them in everywhere.
The more apartments can go up
Yeah, and
higher.
they're building duplexes. I mean, our population is going up. And our family unit is going up more than our, older generation. If that makes sense, more people. Well, I make a motion that we go back into Robert's rules.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I'm gonna make the motion that we purchase the land down on Upper Ferry Road, Highway 25 for $700,000.
I second that motion.
Ready for
Yeah,
that?
let's do a roll call vote.
Councilman Gray,
Yes.
Councilwoman Green,
No,
Councilwoman Grigg,
No,
Councilman Leftwich,
Yes.
Councilman Petty,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Hackett.
No.
And I vote yes, we break the tie. So we're purchasing the land.
Well,
I didn't
we are
know
gonna make it
taxpayers
contingent on written
wanted to
notice
do.
from,
I'll talk to you.
Too
We'll talk
late
about
for
it.
that now.
yeah.
well,
We
we was in discussion, though.
Oh, we voted on it, but I'm saying it's in there. We're not gonna put it this way, we're not gonna go out there and hand them this money until we know we can definitely put this project on that. Okay? It's not like we're gonna go out and just spend the money and say, oh, well, we got 7 acres of
Then
useless land.
you make a new motion to that.
Nope.
That goes in without having to do that. That's
Yeah,
just part of
we
standard
can't do
contracts.
anything at all until it goes through the planning commission, goes through FEMA anyway. I mean,
We
we'd
don't
be
have to
stupid
ask
to
for
buy
that
land if we
special.
can't put nothing on it. And then you know that from, gonna go through the planning commission, and if you
True.
read this report,
Yeah, that is our savior, so to speak.
yeah, if you read this report, it says that it can be done. So I mean, it's not,
Right.
and this is a good engineer firm.
Thank you, Andre.
Yes, thank you for that. So all we need left is a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.